My Hero Academia Season 5 Episode 17 is out, and with this new episode we follow Class 1A's Big Tree as they embark on their toughest, most grueling trial yet, dinner with the Todoroki household. This episode covers just over one chapter from the My Hero manga, following the events of the end of Chapter 248 and the entirety of Chapter 249. And so, without further ado, let's jump right into My Hero Academia Season 5 Episode 17, titled The Hellish Todoroki Family. And as usual, don't forget to Detroit smash that like button and slide into that subscribe button's DMs to hit that notification bell. This episode opens up 1 week into our fledgling heroes' work studies, where we see Splosion Boy, Hospital Bed Senpai, and Icy Hot, Bakugo, Midoriya, and Todoroki still trying to catch up and surpass the flaming hot #1 hero, Endeavor. The troublesome trio can't keep up with Endeavor's burning passion and power when it comes to doling out justice, so he tells the young disciples to go rest for the night and try again tomorrow. Obviously, they're a bit annoyed by this, some more than others, but they all agree it's time to hit the hay, and they all go to their rooms to prepare for the day ahead. Endeavor, now resting in his office, gets a call from his favorite and only daughter, Fuyumi, who tells her dear old doting papa to bring Shoto and his classmates over for dinner tomorrow night. As with school returning in the next week or two, it will be one of their only opportunities to meet Shoto's friends. Hearing Fuyumi's proposition, Endeavor has some serious PTSD war flashbacks, where he thinks about how horribly he treated all of his family. You know, abusing Shoto, isolating him from his siblings, neglecting Natsu and Fuyumi, abusing and driving Rei into insanity, something Toya, the usual Endeavor stuff. Although I will point out that this is the first time, in the anime anyway, that we actually get to see Endeavor manhandle Rei. Usually for this flashback, Shoto remains the focus while the audio implies what is happening. But now we actually get to see just how it went down. But anyway, in the midst of Endeavor's flashback crisis, he mentions how in more recent times he's been having a reoccurring dream of his family sitting together, enjoying life and just being happy. However, in this dream, he is never present, and he reluctantly admits to himself that he knows exactly why. Basically, this is Endeavor admitting that he is the cause for his family's suffering, and in his eyes, for them to be happy again, he can't be there. It's a tough thing to admit to yourself. Following all of the horrible flashbacks, Endeavor thinks about his conversation with All Might about what it means to be the symbol of peace. We see Neckbeard Endeavor talking to Fuyumi after the sports festival apparently, and Endeavor gets out of his seat and heads back outside to continue his hero work. The story then cuts to the next day, where Todoroki, Bakugo, and Midoriya all get up bright and early, still covered in cuts and bruises from their week of hard work, and they prepare for the work day ahead. And once again, they head out to the streets, try to surpass Endeavor, fail time and time again, and the day ends. In seeing the kids having continuously worked so hard and wanting to make his daughter happy, Endeavor enthusiastically yells at his hero work study students to get ready, and they all head to his house for dinner. Once at the house, Bakugo yells at everything, Midoriya is super polite as always, and they all have an absolutely wonderful time with some great food. That is until the family drama ensues. As Natsu throws some shade at Endeavor, Endeavor tries to make it up to his son, and Natsu leaves the room unable to hold his tongue any longer, being in the same room as his dad. Haha, typical family food drama, am I right? The dinner then comes to an end, and as everyone is cleaning up, Fuyumi asks Shoto what are his honest opinions about their father, to which he replies that he is still unsure. However, he does mention that he entirely blames Endeavor for the scar on his face, and that he holds no grudges against their mother. Also, as Shoto says this, we get a quick flashback of Rei crying out, apologizing to Shoto immediately after throwing the boiling water at him. But in the manga, we actually get this shot here where we see Rei holding a rag on the burn mark trying to help, and you can also see the pure regret, guilt, and devastation in her face. And I gotta say, I think the visual helps Rei's cries seem more real and impactful. But anyway, Shoto continues, telling Fuyumi that Rei is doing well, and that she may even be let out of hospital soon. But even though she is trying to move on from the past, he can't just forgive his dad for everything that he did to her. And so, Shoto tells Fuyumi that he honestly doesn't know what he should do with Endeavor. But before Fuyumi can reply, Bakugo explodes into the room exclaiming that they shouldn't talk about family issues when they have guests over. I love how Bakugo just always ends up overhearing Todoroki's family drama. Like, he tries his best to get away from Shoto, but no matter what he does, he always gets dragged in with him. Face it, Baku Boy, you're destined to be BFFs. After Bakugo's outburst, Midoriya and Splosion Boy enter the room to take in all of the remaining dishes. But before Deku leaves, he tells Shoto that from his perspective, it looks like he is just preparing to forgive his dad. And as Midoriya tells Shoto how good of a person he is, and how it looks like he's just waiting for the right moment to forgive his papa, we see Natsu and Endeavor listening in on the conversation from afar. Man, they gotta work on soundproofing that house. And with this, episode 17 comes to an end as Endeavor sits down in front of a memorial of his eldest son Toya as he says, "In my dreams of everyone all happy together, I wish you were there beside them." Overall, this episode was decent. As you can tell from the length of this video, not too much actually happened, but there were some great character moments for both Endeavor and Shoto. I actually really enjoyed the whole Todoroki family dynamic and drama, so this episode was a treat. There was a lot of time spent on flashbacks, which I get are used to emphasize emotions or to remind us of why certain scenes are important, but I feel like I've seen Shoto being dragged away from his siblings and being punched by Endeavor more times than Class 1B have appeared on screen, which isn't that much, but still more times than you would expect. Bakugo was the star of this episode in my opinion, coming in with fantastic comedic timing and bringing in a well-needed outgoing and, pun 100% intended, explosive personality into this otherwise serious or quiet cast of characters. The Endeavor agency arc is actually almost over. I mean, with its current pacing, there's probably about 2 episodes left, which will leave about 6 episodes until the season is finished. If you've been keeping up with these weekly episode reviews, you probably already know my thoughts on this season so far, but my opinion can easily be changed in the next few episodes, so I'll wait until the season is fully over to give my full review. Overall, I'd give this episode a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. There were great character moments for Endeavor and Shoto, but too many flashbacks and not enough actual progression. Well, let me know what you thought of this episode. If you liked this video, don't forget to leave a like. For more My Hero content, subscribe to the Lunchtime Crew. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Plus Ultra.